Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Science. Extreme supplements for extreme athletes available at GNC stores nationwide. Murphy, 6 years the elder of the Canadian Icho Larenas. The reach is pretty darn close considering Larenas is 6'3", weighs in at about 235 pounds. So Yves Levine, our referee for this heavyweight matchup between Tom Murphy and Icho Larenas. Here we go. Oh, taking the center of the octagon quickly is Larenas. Larenas with good Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling skills. A 3-1 mixed martial arts record.
He is a big, muscular, powerful-looking dude.
Murphy may very well want to set up for a shoot. Sizing each other up, and there he looks to try to close the gap. With the last-minute switch, Madhu was a striker as well, but a different type of striker. And that's a good takedown by Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy had no trouble taking him down there.
Control the head. Control the head.
Icho stronger and more powerful than Madhu, and really, we thought, had better takedown defense, but right there, that was just perfectly executed by Tom Murphy.
Yeah, Tom Murphy is an excellent wrestler, and he does have great jiu-jitsu skills. Let's see what Icho has off his back.
NCAA wrestling competitor. And very good Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Intelligent man, too, Tom Murphy. Scholar in the psychology department during his collegiate times, summa cum laude, graduating with a Bachelor of Science.
Tom was trying the can opener for a little while, but Icho got out of that. Tom's trying it again.
Tom Murphy in the closed guard of newcomer Icho Larenas, as we mentioned. Last-minute replacement for Christophe Madhu, who would have also been making his UFC debut.
The can opener is one of the only submissions that's available from full guard. What it is when you're in full guard, you grab the back of the guy's neck and you pull his chin towards his chest, cuts off his oxygen. It's not the best move in the world. A lot of really strong guys like to use it. That's like a big Mark Kerr move back in the day.
Let's go, guys. Work. Pick it up.
Levine, our referee, keeping the fighters busy, or they will stand him up, and Icho's known as a very powerful striker.
He's doing it again. He's got this can opener, and he's locked a hold of it, and it looks like Icho doesn't know how to get out of it because all he's doing is pushing on Tom's chin. The way to get out of it is to open up the guard and to push back with your body. It releases pressure on your chin. But when you do that, you open up the guard and you let your opponent, you give him an opening to pass that guard.
All right, so they're going to go to the feet.
This is good for Icho.
Absolutely. And it'd be interesting to see, as you mentioned, the activities of the week prior to his UFC debut may affect his cardio as the time gets deeper into this fight, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. High kick and a swing and a miss for Larenas.
You got to think, though, he is a Canadian. They do have different livers.
They do have more power. They do have stronger beer, I know that.
Oh, yeah, man. They're used to it. They can handle their liquor up there.
Canadians have different livers. Yep.
Looks like Icho.
It's Icho. Murphy really swinging for the fences here. And he's cut Icho over his left eye.
Murphy looking at that cut.
Murphy the southpaw leading with that right jab. Big swing by Icho. They're saying, I heard somebody say the cut was from a headbutt.
Is that the referee?
Yeah, that was Yves Levine.
Yeah, it was definitely from a headbutt.
The chance of USA is we do have all American fighters against all Canadian fighters here tonight. Murphy wanting to step in, but hesitant now with 55 seconds remaining in round number 1.
It doesn't seem to be a really bad cut, but any cut in the forehead is going to bleed badly.
And as you always point out, any cut on the forehead can eventually affect the vision of the fighter as well.
Absolutely, and it's probably affecting his vision right now. It seems like it's dripping right down into his eyes.
Murphy trying to close the gap, use those strong wrestling skills again. His
Icho.
knee 100% and another big takedown.
It looks like Icho just kind of gives up on that and just lets him drop down in the guard.
Icho started his training when he was 12 years old. He's trying to survive here in round number 1.
Again, Tom Murphy reaching for that can opener. Dropping some punches on that cut, opening it up even more. It's really bloody now.
Murphy extremely relentless in his ground attack here in round number 1.
They stopped the bleeding, though.
Well,
amazing.
so if you're Icho, you come swinging for the fences right now, Joe?
Oh, yeah, you got it. He's got to. I mean, he can't let Tom Murphy take him down again, because if he does, Tom's going to open that thing down to his chin.
Tom looking for that quick takedown.
Again, Icho just doesn't know what to do with that. He doesn't know how to avoid that takedown.
Icho, the TKO Canadian heavyweight champion, and he is definitely being taken down at will by Tom Murphy.
This is going to be ugly. We're going to see the blood flowing again. Icho doesn't have an answer for Tom here. Tom's got a hold of his head and just dropping punches on that cut.
Watch your finger, guys. Watch your finger.
Icho's throwing his legs up. Looks like he's looking for an armbar or something, but
You know, it's nice in this opportunity, though, for Tom Murphy to see him fighting it at least 100%. You'll find out later how good he is, how far up the ladder he's going to go, Joe, but to be in that intense competition of the Ultimate Fighter and not be at 100%, extremely frustrating, because for a lot of these guys like Murphy, that was a dream come true. That was his opportunity of a lifetime.
yeah, we've seen it before. We saw it with George Gurgel. It's a bad situation, you know. It's a wonderful opportunity to get on that show. It's great exposure. It's a chance to get into the UFC, and guys take it even though they're injured, you know. And it just shows how much heart and courage these guys have to compete.
Saw it with Nate Quarry in season 1 when he was stepped upon inadvertently by his mentor Randy Couture, his coach.
I would like to see Tom pass here. You know, he's dropping punches from the guard. Referee's going to separate him. He's dropping punches from the guard, but you know that's not that effective. I mean, he's opening the cut, but you know, I think he'd be much better off if he could pass that guard and get to a dominant position. Maybe he could finish this fight.
And that's one thing we look for is as the fighters become more advanced and take on higher levels of competition, it's how many different ways are they able to actually finish the fight. Because they're going to check the cut again, but the longer Murphy doesn't finish this and it comes back up to the feet, the longer Icho's got a chance to find that one pitch he likes and knock it out of the ballpark.
I think this is going to be it. Wow, Dr.
Icho says it's okay.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a huge cut.
Yves Levine's pretty intense. I like this guy.
Yeah.
And down he goes again.
No answer to that. No answer
Absolutely
whatsoever.
not.
No underhooks, no sprawl.
And you know what else? No fear for Murphy of catching a knee or catching anything as he goes in. That might be as much of a point as anything else.
Yeah,
Joe.
that's a very good point.
You know, you're not going to shoot like that on Chuck Liddell. You're going to eat that kneecap. So total control so far at the midway point of this fight for Tom Murphy, the heavyweight born in Philadelphia, fighting out of Burlington, Vermont.
Icho might be feeling the whiskey right now.
Do you even know what he was drinking?
I'm just guessing. I drink whiskey.
It's because it's Canadian whiskey, of course.
Canadians love that beer, but American beer doesn't really do it for them. See, here's the thing. That guard's wide open. All Tom Murphy needs to do is get a knee in between Icho's two legs when he stands up, force his body back, good posture, push the legs down, pass that guard, get to a dominant position, and Icho would have no defense. In this position with the guard, Icho is able to force his hips up and keep Tom from getting good leverage down those punches and keep him from mounting any sort of a submission.
Well, Murphy's been training with Julio Fernandez and Carlson Gracie since his wrestling career came to conclusion in 1999, where he was a Division III runner-up in the national championship. And you would think there would be more ways that he would finish this fight more quickly than just simply ground and pound from within his opponent's guard.
Well, you got to think, too, this is a guy that's been, you know, he was on the show with the injury, and he's been out for a while, and now he's on the big show. Now he's on the pay-per-view show. And there's a lot of pressure on Tom Murphy here. I mean, by the way he's carrying his hands, he's not a striker.
Yeah.
I mean, his head is straight up in the air.
Oh, bang. Yet again. It's under.
Now he's passing. Beautiful. Now he's in the half guard. Okay, now we're gonna see a more dominant position. If Tom can advance here, get his leg out from in between Icho's legs. What he needs to do right now, he needs to put his left instep down on top of Icho's right leg. He's doing that right there. And he's gonna push those legs open and force his right leg out. Bang, there he goes. Now he's in side control. Much better position for Tom Murphy. Icho is helpless here.
33 seconds remaining in round 2. Tom Murphy trying to finish things here. Side control against Icho Larenas. The American Murphy doing a great job here in his UFC debut. He did fight in the octagon during the production of The Ultimate Fighter 2, and this may just about do it.
Yeah, he looks like he's working for an Americana now. He's letting it go.
Using that forearm.
This is a brutal position. We've seen this position a few times before.
5 seconds in
with
the
Matt
round.
Hughes and Carlos Newton.
3 seconds in the round.
Wow. We first saw that
Being
position.
jumped in at the end of the round, and we will go to round number 3.
And more blood. The blood is still pouring from his head. See, you see the difference? What happened when he decided to pass that guard and get to a dominant position instead of staying inside and landing those little small punches. Amazing they've been able to stop that cut. I mean, we got some great cut men here.
Now, Leon Tabs is decades in the boxing game, man. He is the best.
He knows his stuff, man, because that is a gash.
You get Leon out there, and then you get Stitch out there. I mean, you got yourself some guys who know what they're doing. Oh, finally missed. Not for long. Yeah, not for long. Total domination by Murphy, and again, it's the inability to avoid being taken down by the larger Icho Larenas.
Yeah, Icho's got no sprawl. He doesn't throw his hips back. Doesn't look like he has a wrestling background. He certainly doesn't have a wrestling background the caliber of Tom Murphy.
Tom's very heavy-handed and likes to strike, and that's kind of his game, Joe.
Tom's landing some bombs right here.
He won 3 straight Canadian heavyweight championships. Christophe Madou was scheduled to originally fight Tom Murphy, and he took a knee sparring, suffered a hernia. It was ugly. And so Larenas was here already because of potential visa problems, as we said earlier. Somewhat prepared to fight, other than his enjoying the lights of Vegas earlier in the week.
In his defense, that doesn't seem, he's not gassing. This is
he's not.
A technique problem.
In fact, he's showing great fortitude and guts and pride and courage to stay in this because he's been totally dominated.
Yeah,
and he really was getting rained upon by elbows and forearms at the end of round number 2.
This is, a little bit better for him because he's able to use his hips with the guard and push Tom off a little, so Tom can't get great leverage on these punches. These are basically arm punches. I would like to see Tom pass here again. I would like to see Tom stand up, get some posture, get a knee in between these two legs. I mean, Icho keeps opening up those legs. It's not that difficult to separate this guard.
Joe, in the position that Tom had at the end of round 2, if he would have had 15, 20 more seconds, Yves Levine would have been forced to stop the fight.
Yeah, if he had another 30 seconds, he might have bled to death. That's a horrible position. It's very claustrophobic. The guy's pinning down one arm with the legs, the other arm with his arm, and he's just dropping elbows on an open hand.
And it's all over. The referee has stopped the fight, and Tom Murphy is victorious in his UFC debut. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 59 seconds of the 3rd round. For the winner by TKO, Tom Murphy.